Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bri. If you're new here, welcome. And this is Soul Talk Sunday. So I am super excited to start this series on my channel. If you've been watching me for a while, you know that I'm a big believer in the power of vulnerability. And I want to use Soul Talk Sunday as a place to really bring you guys in on what is truly going on in my life, because I feel very strongly that by sharing my story and by others sharing their stories, it can really help people to transform their own lives. So today we're going to be talking about my issue with YouTube, my midlife crisis, and my relationship. So these are three big themes that are currently going on in my life, and we're going to kind of touch on them today, and then in the future we will touch on them more in depth. All right, so let's start with YouTube. So currently I'm in a really big transitionary point in my life. My relationships are under transition, my friendships, my family dynamics, my career, my finances. I am just truly at a point in my life where it can go in any direction. And that's a really awesome place to be in, but it's also a really scary place to be in because everything is up in the air. And I have no idea where the pieces are going to fall. And there's a little bit of thrill in that because I am a person that does like that type of stuff. But at the same time, it doesn't help me to feel very grounded. So that's kind of where I'm at, to be honest. And YouTube has become a very big part of my life. And I want to thank you guys so much for all your support, all your love. It has been so amazing. I can't stress that to you guys enough. YouTube is something that I am very passionate about. I've been interested in YouTube since 2012 when I started my first channel. But that channel wasn't authentic to me. I was doing it because it was something that other people were doing, and I thought that I could just jump on the bandwagon and do it. So this year, I had another opportunity to do YouTube, and that was to come on here and do tarot. And it was way more authentic. It was something I felt so called to do, and when I answered that calling, I felt so fulfilled. So let's talk about some of the things that I didn't realize I was going to run into as I pursued my calling. There are a lot of things about YouTube that I didn't realize before I started, and maybe some things that you guys don't realize if you're just someone who consumes content. If there are any readers watching this, or listening to this rather, you may resonate with some of these things as you've gone about your journey on YouTube. So I wanted to just talk about my experience. One thing I didn't realize about YouTube before I started is that YouTube really is a business. And I kind of had a wind of this because I do watch a lot of different content on YouTube. But ultimately, you guys, YouTube is a business. And everyone on the platform, I'm not going to say everyone, but I'm going to say the majority of people on the platform in all genres are basically trying to build their own personal brand. So there's a lot on the line when you do YouTube, right? Your own name is on the line. And we live in a society, we live in a culture where, your reputation can be tarnished in 1 second if you say something out of line, right? So one thing that I have run into with that is that YouTube can be very competitive. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with competition. A healthy economy needs competition, right? We need different people doing different things in order for growth to occur. So competition is not bad. But when I joined YouTube, obviously, I'm putting myself and my name on the line. And I wanted my name and my brand to be a part of something that was bigger than myself. I wanted to be a part of a community. And I wanted to be a part of a community that made a difference, a part of a community that inspired people to be their best selves. So I thought that coming into the spirituality community or the astrology community or the tarot community, whatever you want to call it, was going to be a very positive experience. And I have felt the opposite, to my surprise. There is a lot of competition within the community. There are a lot of readers, some good and some bad, in the community. And what I started to notice, and not necessarily directed towards me, but I started to notice some people attacking other people, or people doing things because other people were doing them, or just a lot of negative competitive energy. Like I said, I believe in competition. I think it's very important. But I started to see a lot of negative competition. And that really turned me off. I'm going to be 100% honest. There is a YouTuber, her name is Luna Ash Clairvoyant 9D. And she actually made a video touching on this competition. And I believe if you look in her description box, she even says, this isn't a competition. There's something along the lines of this isn't a competition. And it may not currently be there, but I know I've seen a video of hers that said that. And I was so happy that she addressed that, because I had been feeling it and it was creating a very strong aversion for me from YouTube. So that's something that I really didn't realize. And it's something that I didn't like. Another thing that I have come to know is that it's very difficult to keep up with the demands of what people want versus authenticity. So, I'm all about being transparent. I'm all about being vulnerable. And, guys, everyone, you, me, other readers, other YouTubers, and other genres, we're all people. We're all humans. We're all going through this experience together. The energy shifts that you feel, I feel, other readers feel, we all feel them. And sometimes you're not in a place where you can give yourself authentically. And I'm always going to be authentic to myself, because that's just the part of my journey that I'm on. I've learned that it's more important to me to stay true to myself than it is to impress anyone. And I don't feel any urge or any need to impress other people. And that's just where I am on my path. And I hope that you guys all get there as well if you're not currently there. So if I'm not feeling the energy and it doesn't feel right to put a reading out or to put a video out, then I'm just simply not going to do it. And that's for your sake, and it's for my sake as well, because I have to protect my energy, and you have to make sure that you're consuming content that is genuine, that is real. It's very important to realize that what you consume and listen to, it really does become a part of you. So just be very careful with what you are consuming, you have to be very defensive about that. So, you know, I'm not trying to put anyone down because that is never my intention. My intention is here to lift people up. But, you know, I started to see some ways in which people could be being inauthentic just to, you know, put things out there for the sake of putting things out there. And that I, you know, again, don't agree with, which is why for the month of July, I only put out about half of the sun signs because it would have been inauthentic for me to do the other ones just for the sake of doing them. I am not going to put out content that is not real, that is not true. That's just me. And so that was something that I've learned. And, you know, I received a comment from someone that said, I really liked your 12 sun signs. And you guys, I really like doing the 12 sun signs as well. But again, until it feels more authentic to do them, until I feel that, you know, till I feel that calling to do them again, I'm not going to do them. Because again, it all comes back to authenticity. So thank you guys for, you know, dealing with all my changes. I'm the type of person that I really go through life, you know, head first. And sometimes I get pushed back, but I never let that pushback prevent me from getting back up and going forward again. So that's just the way that I choose to live my life, and it's the way I choose to run my YouTube channel. So thanks for being here. Another thing is that YouTube can be very volatile, and this is with anything, any business, because like I said, YouTube essentially is a business. You know, it has a whole numbers side behind it that if you don't do YouTube, you don't realize. And I don't really like to get caught up in the numbers. Are not important to me. It's more important to me that the content I'm putting out is real and authentic and helps people. But YouTube can be very, very volatile. You know, I've had videos that I've gotten 18,000 views, and then I have videos that get like 100 views, and I don't really know what the reason for that is. You know, and that's another thing, you know, because of that, you know, you have to use like really catchy titles that kind of seem a little clickbaity. And that's not just tarot, that's all of YouTube. And it has to do a lot with the YouTube algorithm. But YouTube can be very volatile. So that is just another thing that I've learned as I've done this. Another thing that I've learned or noticed is that, you know, I feel like a lot of people like were really dependent upon the readings. And, you know, yes, tarot is great. It's a wonderful tool. I love it. I love connecting with people. I love helping people. But you have to take the information, you have to take the guidance, and you have to go do something about it, right? You have to go implement it in your life. And, you know, I'll talk more about this in depth, but I got to a point in my life where I felt like I hit like that rock bottom point, and there were tarot readings that just really took me right out of it. But I quickly took that information, started doing tarot for myself, eventually started doing tarot for other people, and I'm now at a new point in my life, you know, very quickly. So you can take this information and consume it, but use it to help you get ahead. That's what this is here for. That's what I'm here for. I want you guys to take this and apply it to your life so that you can live your best life. That's my goal. So just to wrap this up, you know, there are some things about YouTube that I dislike that have made it a little challenging to be on the platform, but it is something that I want to continue to do as I start to integrate other things into my life. Sun signs may come back in the future. You guys let me know down below what you think, all right? So that's where I'm currently at with YouTube, just trying to find a happy medium that I think works for me and I think works for you. So I would appreciate any feedback you have to give me. All right, let's move on to my midlife crisis because this is kind of what triggered all of this. And if you don't know what a midlife crisis is, it's about a point you get to in your mid-20s where you kind of get awakened to the reality of the world and have to decide how you want to proceed forward. And I hit this point in my life, and I've touched on this a few times, but I really got to the peak of my life. I felt, not the peak, but I got to like a really high point in my life where I, moved to a new state. I had my beautiful little bachelorette pad, which was so me. It was so nice. I was working in my dream job, making good money, was able to travel and just totally live my best life. I just completely got to that point. But when I got there, it kind of was like I was on the top of a mountain by myself, looking down at, life all around me. And I realized, okay, I can't stand on the top of this mountain forever. Eventually, I'm going to have to trek back down the mountain. And that is exactly what happened. I had to trek back down the mountain. And, people think, oh, well, that's easy, just going back down. The hard part is climbing up. Yes and no. It can have its, good points and bad points, just like life. The descent has its good points and its bad points, just like life. So over the past year, I've been going through a descent. And I feel like currently right now I'm at a point where I've completed that descent and now I'm about to trek a whole new mountain. But this is like Mount Kilimanjaro. So, I'm going to talk way more in depth about the things that I've encountered. Again, it's been going on for a year now, this descent. So there's a lot of things that I have to say about it. But I just want you guys to understand that a midlife crisis is a thing. Perhaps you've experienced it. Perhaps you're currently experiencing it or going to experience it. And I just want you to know that it's normal. It happens to all of us. And where you end up at the end of it is wonderful. So lastly, to finish this all up, I want to talk about my relationship because that is a huge theme in my life currently. And to start off this segment, I want to read to you guys an affirmation that I wrote back in July of 2017. Like I said, I'd gotten to such an amazing point in my life, and I'd really gotten there by myself because that's just the type of person that I am. I'm just fiercely independent. And I finally got to a point where I was ready and able to let someone fully into my heart. So I'm going to read you guys a little portion of my journal as I was trying to attract in a partner. So I wrote, I am blessed and thankful to have such an amazing partner and lover in my life. He makes me feel so desirable and appreciated. He is smart, kind, ambitious, supportive, driven, romantic, sexy, given, open-minded, affectionate, well-traveled or wants to travel, a good communicator, funny, happy with himself, and a good lover. I am so lucky. We talk every day and he is there for me when I need to talk. So that was an affirmation that I would say every single morning. And I made all the necessary steps in my life to show the universe that I was ready to welcome this new man into my life. I would like cook a lot of food, you know, as if there was another person there. I would like sit on one side of I had like a 2-part recliner, and I would sit on one side of my recliner as if, you know, someone else would be sitting on the other side. I would leave one side of my bed open for someone to be there. So I would just do little things like that, just showing the universe, like, hey, I'm ready whenever you are. And after 2 weeks of doing this, I attracted this exact man to the T. I got exactly what I asked for. And to not give too many details and to be as brief as possible for time's sake, we had an amazing relationship together. I mean, it was just so symbiotic. It worked so well for us. Everything that I just read, he was, and it literally felt like my whole life was together. I was like, this is it. Like, I've gotten everything I've wanted at this point. And it was a really amazing feeling. It was just so amazing. Like, the love in which we were able to bring into each other's lives was incredible. And not just that, we're both extremely ambitious, and I feel like together we were just able to achieve so much success, you know, individually, but then we could celebrate that success collectively. So it just worked so well. But there was a part of our relationship, still currently going on now, that did have to become long distance as we both continue to further ourselves individually. And long distance definitely has its ups and downs and its challenges, but it's ultimately been such an amazing learning experience. There's been so many things that I've been able to learn about myself, about relationships, about unconditional love that I have just never been able to learn in any other relationship that I have been in. I have tremendous respect and love for this person, and they will always and forever be a part of my life. That is just how impactful they are, and I know that that feeling is mutual. However, we're both on our own individual paths, and I have reached a part in my path where our current relationship situation and the way that the situation is going to pan out over the next year or two doesn't make this dynamic that we have work anymore. It just simply doesn't work anymore. It doesn't fulfill our needs anymore. But it doesn't mean that we suddenly hate each other or suddenly are going to discredit each other for everything that we've been through. So we have had to just accept that fact. And it was initially a little difficult. You know, how could something so perfect, something that I felt was God sent, something that has brought so much blessing and happiness and love into both of our lives, how could we part with that? And this is where the saying, if you love someone, let them go. If they come back, that's how you know. I have literally had to do this and just have had to have faith that everything is going to work out. And as I surrendered, you know, all of my fears about that relationship ending, I have felt so much lighter and have attracted in another really amazing, special, kind, generous man into my life. And I just feel so lucky. I really do. I truly feel so lucky. And my partner that I was with You know, like I said, he taught me so much about myself that there were things that I realized, as much as I felt ready to be in a relationship, there were certain things that I needed to work on, you know, before I feel like I can really, really, really be the partner that I want. And with this new partner that has come into my life, it's an amazing opportunity to take everything that I've learned with my past partner and implement it with him. So, you know, if you're right now in between relationships, just know that if you just let go of your control, let go of your fears, let go of all of your sadness, that you will be rewarded and you will bring the people in your life that you need to. And this person that has come into my life, we are coming into each other's lives at the perfect moment because we are both at the same exact place in our life and we both have things that can benefit each other. So it really worked out and it's so beautiful. And I've just realized that you can love people in different ways. One is not better than the other. It's just different. And to tie this whole thing up and to wrap this up, when I went to Thailand, if you've ever been to Thailand, you know there's a saying that they say, same, but different. And I never really understood that, but now I really do. We're all experiencing the same things. We're all going through the same things, but differently. But it's the same. It's just such an awesome paradox. And if you can just really embrace that concept, it's going to really allow more love into your life. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this little podcast style video. I love doing these videos. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below in the comments. If you want to connect with me, shoot me an email. If you want a reading, check out my website. You can see all my things there. I offer different things. We can talk one-on-one like this. You can get a recorded video. Whatever you want, that's all there. I hope that this has been beneficial for you guys. I hope that this has helped you to get to know me better. And I hope that you've been able to have some takeaway from what I've said. So yeah. I will talk to you guys soon. Take care. Have an awesome Sunday with your friends and family or yourself. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye.